You know, there's something truly special about mornings, isn't there? That quiet time when the house is still, the sun is just peeking through the curtains, and the day is full of possibilities. But here's the thing, how you start your morning can set the tone for your entire day, especially after 70. And if you've been feeling a little sluggish or achy lately, it might not just be age, it could be those little habits you're doing right after you wake up. I've talked to so many folks over 70 who tell me they just don't have the same energy they used to, and more often than not, it's because of a few simple things they're doing in those first moments of the day. The good news? These are easy to fix. So today, let's talk about 4 things you should stop doing as soon as you wake up, because small changes can make a big difference in how you feel. Now, the first thing you might want to rethink is jumping out of bed too quickly. I know, when you wake up, you might feel the urge to get moving right away, especially if you've got things to do. But here's why that might not be the best idea. As we get older, our blood pressure can take a little longer to adjust when we go from lying down to standing up. If you've ever felt a little dizzy or lightheaded when you stand, that's your body saying, hey, slow down. Instead, try this. When you first wake up, take just a minute or 2 to stretch in bed. Gently point your toes, roll your shoulders, and take a few deep breaths. Then, sit up slowly and let your body adjust before you stand. It's such a small change, but it can help you feel steadier and more energized for the day ahead. The second habit to let go of? Reaching for your phone first thing in the morning. Now, I get it. It's tempting to check messages, read the news, or see what's happening in the world as soon as you open your eyes. But starting your day with a flood of information, and let's be honest, sometimes stress, isn't doing you any favors. Your mind is fresh in the morning, and filling it with notifications, bad news, or even just bright screens can set a rushed or anxious tone for the rest of the day. Instead, try giving yourself just 10 or 15 minutes of quiet time before you dive into the digital world. Maybe you sip your coffee while looking out the window, listen to the birds, or even just enjoy the stillness. That little bit of peace can make a world of difference in how calm and centered you feel. Now, I know mornings can be busy, and maybe you're thinking, but I've got so much to do. But trust me, these small adjustments are worth it. And the best part? You don't have to change everything at once. Just pick one thing to try tomorrow and see how it feels. Speaking of mornings, there's another common habit that might be draining your energy without you even realizing it, and that's what we'll talk about next. Because when it comes to feeling your best after 70, it's not just about what you do, but when you do it. So let's keep going. You know, it's funny, sometimes the things we've done for years without thinking twice are the very things that might be working against us now. And when it comes to mornings, there's one habit in particular that seems harmless but can actually leave you feeling more tired than refreshed. I'm talking about skipping water first thing in the morning. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, but I have my coffee as soon as I wake up. And believe me, I understand, there's nothing quite like that first warm sip to help you feel awake. But here's the thing, after hours of sleep, your body is naturally dehydrated. Coffee, while delicious, actually makes that worse because it's a diuretic. So if your first drink of the day is coffee, you might start your morning already playing catch up with your energy. Instead, try this. Keep a glass of water by your bedside and take a few sips as soon as you wake up. You don't need to gulp down a huge amount, just enough to help your body rehydrate gently. Then, after 10 or 15 minutes, enjoy your coffee. That small shift can make a big difference in how alert and energized you feel. Now, let's talk about another morning habit that might be doing more harm than good, eating a heavy breakfast right away. Now, before you worry, I'm not saying you should skip breakfast. But if you're someone who sits down to a big meal the minute you get out of bed, your body might be spending too much energy digesting when it could be easing into the day. Here's why. As we age, our metabolism naturally slows down, and our digestive system doesn't work quite as quickly as it used to. Jumping straight into a heavy meal, especially one high in sugar or refined carbs, can lead to that mid-morning slump so many of us complain about. Instead, try starting with something light and easy on your stomach, like a piece of fruit, a small handful of nuts, or even just a slice of whole grain toast. Give your body time to wake up fully before you have a bigger meal. You might be surprised at how much better you feel when you're not weighed down first thing in the morning. Now, I know some of these changes might feel a little strange at first. After all, routines are comforting, especially when they've been part of our lives for decades. But here's the good news: you don't have to do everything differently overnight. Just pick one thing to try and see how it makes you feel. Small tweaks can lead to big improvements. And speaking of improvements, there's one more morning habit we need to talk about, one that might be the most important of all. Because when it comes to living well after 70, it's not just about what we stop doing, but what we start doing instead. So let's keep going. You know, one of the greatest gifts of getting older is the wisdom to recognize what truly serves us and what no longer does. And when it comes to mornings, there's one last habit I want to talk about that might surprise you: starting your day without a moment of gratitude or intention. Now, I know that might sound a little abstract compared to the other tips we've covered, but stick with me, this one might just be the secret to brighter, more joyful days. Think about it. How often do you wake up and immediately start mentally reviewing your to-do list, worries, or aches and pains? It's natural, especially when life has given us plenty to think about over the years. But when we begin the day focusing on what's difficult or overwhelming, we set ourselves up to feel drained before we've even begun. Here's a simple alternative. Before you even get out of bed, take just 30 seconds to think of one thing you're grateful for. It could be as simple as the cozy blanket you slept under, the fact that you woke up to a new day, or the birds singing outside your window. Or, if you prefer, set a small positive intention, maybe something like, "Today, I'll find one moment to laugh, or I'll move with kindness, starting with myself." This isn't about ignoring life's challenges, it's about giving your mind a nourishing starting point. Now, I want to take a moment to tie everything together. We've talked about 4 key things to stop doing right after waking up. Jumping out of bed too quickly. Instead, take a moment to stretch and transition gently. Grabbing your phone immediately. Give yourself quiet time first. Skipping water. Hydrate before coffee. Eating a heavy breakfast right away. Opt for something light to start. And finally, we've added this 5th transformative practice, beginning with gratitude or intention. Remember, this isn't about overhauling your entire routine overnight. In fact, I'd encourage you to pick just one of these tips to try tomorrow morning. Maybe it's keeping water by your bedside, or taking 2 minutes to sit quietly before turning on the news. Small steps lead to lasting change. I'd love to hear how these adjustments work for you. Drop a comment below sharing which tip resonated most or what small morning shift has made a difference in your life. And if you found this helpful, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We create these videos to help you live your fullest, healthiest life at every age. Because here's the truth, getting older isn't about decline, it's about refinement. It's learning what truly supports you and letting go of what doesn't. And sometimes, the smallest morning changes can open the door to your most vibrant years yet. Here's to waking up tomorrow feeling just a little more refreshed, a little more present, and ready to embrace the gift of a new day. Until next time, take good care of yourself. You deserve it.